Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's Reading, Writing, and Ralph with Zebra's very own literary editor, Ralph Peluso. As always, we will have 3 trivia questions which you can answer for a chance to win a signed copy of tonight's author's book. Tonight's author is Casey Waesche, author of I'm the Boss of Me, a colorful children's book that is meant to instill confidence in young ones and reaffirm that confidence in adults. So throughout the night, as always, keep an eye on those trivia questions. Be the first to answer correctly. Google is allowed. Collaboration is allowed. And you might win your very own copy of I'm the Boss of Me. So let's welcome Ralph.
Hello, Grace.
Hi, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Good, good. I'm glad to have you back.
That was a wonderful introduction. And I also want to let the viewers know that these trivia questions are geared for children. So I would be remiss if they won by having to go to Google. So let's see who is smarter than a 5th grader tonight. And Casey Waesche is a wonderful author and has written a children's book that is changing the way children are being taught certain things about themselves and what they can do and what they can tell others not to do. So it's about empowerment. So this will be a very interesting discussion for anyone with children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins. Anybody with a family should be listening tonight. And let's welcome Grace. Not Grace, Casey.
I'll bring Casey on and I'll let you guys take it away.
Hi, Casey.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
So I understand in talking to you earlier, you had a busy day today. So describe what you did and how it relates to your book.
Sure. Thank you. Well, I've written this little children's book to teach children how to be the boss of themselves, not how to be bossy. That's a very big distinction. It's how to be a good boss of themselves. And I have a lot of professionals. I have a group called All Ages Read Together. It's a nonprofit preschool, and they have close to 60 or 70 copies of my book that they're reading to the children. They're teaching them how to be good bosses of themselves. And today, this afternoon, I was literally driving out to Herndon, dropping off 34 more copies of the book so that they could use it in their classroom to teach little ones how to be good bosses of themselves.
And how are the children reacting to this? What's the feedback you're getting from the schools?
Oh my gosh, they love it. Because one thing that children always will say to each other, anyone who's been around a child has heard this phrase, you're not the boss of me. And so this is a way to kind of turn it on them a little bit. And when you say, okay, well, you're not being a good boss of you right now. So what are you going to do to change that? Because I'll have to be the boss of you if you're not being a good boss of you. So it's been something the teachers are loving. Parents are loving it. They're saying things like, hey, can you be the boss of the dishes and unload the dishwasher? And then you'll get XYZ. Or, hey, I need you to be a better boss of your feet and go stand in line over there. And then the kids, and if they don't listen, they'll be like, hey, do I need to be the boss of your feet? Get your feet over there. It's a way for children to take on their actions, their words, their thoughts, and really understand that what they do is in their control. So it's a neat thing that teachers are loving. I have a child psychologist, Dr. Amy Fortney Parks here in Alexandria. She's bought over 120 copies. Actually, she's at 150 now. And she's distributing them out to preschools all throughout the area because she thinks every child and adult needs this book to get personal responsibility and personal accountability for their thoughts, their actions, things they say. So it's just been really exciting because I'm not a child specialist. I'm a mom. And here I wrote this little book with my son when he was 7. That was 13 years ago, trying to get him to be responsible for his actions. And I finally got him off into college, and he ended up with a full academic scholarship. So I said, honey, the money I was saving for college, I'm going to hire an illustrator. I'm going to do the book we wrote. And that's what's happened.
Wow, that's fabulous, fabulous story. And this book is so important that one of our regular viewers who is at a minor league baseball game tonight is signed on from there. So a shout out goes to Nancy Campbell Gorski. So
Oh, thank
as I
you.
said, it's fabulous to see something like that and the interest in this book and how important it is. So we have 3 questions tonight, and the winners get a free copy of, hopefully autographed, of I'm the Boss of Me. And I've geared the questions tonight from a children's perspective. So let's see who can get these without looking them up. And the first question is, which was the first country to have paper money? So first question, which was the first country to have paper money? So Casey, tell us a little bit about your background. We started to talk about the book, but tell the viewers, what was the seminal moment where you said, I want to do this, I need to do this, and this is why?
Well, it was all around motherhood. I had a 7-year-old son who was a rascal, for lack of a better term. And he would get what we called love notes sent home from his teacher almost daily about different outbursts he was having in class. He was very smart, was bored very easily, and was kind of a taskmaster, still is to, to some degree, with different things. And one day the teacher said, hey, we'll go to recess at 10 o'clock. And at 10:03, I think it was, my son raised his hand and was like, you're a liar. And she said, what? You're a liar. You said we were going to recess at 10 and it's 10:03, so you lied. So she sent home a letter to me that day just going, can you please have him not call me a liar in class, in front of the entire class? And at this point, I was kind of exasperated. I was a single mom, an only parent. And I kept getting these notes home, and I was like, honey, why are you doing this? And he said, I can't help it, mommy. My mouth made me say it. And that was the moment. That was when I realized I wasn't teaching him personal accountability. I wasn't teaching him how to be responsible. In his mind, it was his mouth, which wasn't connected to anything else. So therefore, there were no repercussions. There was nothing there. So I went and got a piece of paper, a couple pieces of paper, and wrote down mouth, eyes, ears at the top of each one, had him draw out the body parts, and then we started talking about what they should do. Like a mouth should give mom kisses on the cheek. A mouth should say nice words in a friendly voice. A mouth should eat good food, all that stuff. And that night we really sat down and talked about it all. And we stapled it together. We just found this weekend, we found the original copy in a box. My husband was like, oh. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. And it's a totally different version than what we have now, but it is the exact same principle. So my background goes from large scale event planning, nonprofit work, working with the NFL, all kinds of various different things, lots of international travel. I love it. But at the end of the day, I was a mom that had an issue with my son. And I needed to figure out a way to harness something that I wasn't doing correctly in parenthood, wrapping my arms around it and really pulling it in and making it a life lesson for him to learn, the personal accountability part. And that was the whole goal of my book. When I got around to this past year being able, because the book has only been in my possession since February. It hasn't even been a full year that I've been out, distributing it and selling it and stuff. I wanted to make sure there was a lot of diversity. I wanted any child to be able to pick up the book and see themselves in it. As a matter of fact, on different pages, I have a page that has ears on it, and it has a green ear, like for an elf. Because if you don't recognize your eyes or your ears or your nose or anything like that in the book, you can pretend you're an elf and use your imagination. And
let's put up a photograph with number 2 from my head, because I think this one speaks to diversity a little more clearly. But we have a winner on the trivia contests. Grace?
Yes, so the winner was Kelly McConomy. The correct answer was China. And I am looking for your page 2, you said?
Yeah, from the head.
Let's see, I don't know if we have that one. I have page 4.
It looks like this.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
It looks like this.
I don't believe I have
And
that photo.
we may not. So
But that looks
that's
great right there.
that's page 2, and you can see all the different shapes, sizes, colors, hair colors, eye colors, skin color, all different. And the one thing that um, strikes me is the stark contrast from the classic children's books that we saw, like Dr. Seuss. And I think his attempt at inclusion was something like green eggs and ham, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't think children got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So contrast Dr. Seuss and his approach to not only your approach, the new approach we're seeing in all of children's books, and why it can uh, leverage it within the children, their empowerment and their understanding of things in a better way.
Sure. So one of the great things about Dr. Seuss, and he was amazing, his rhymes, his fun, everything like that, he didn't really have pictures of people per se. They were more caricatures. So you have like Hop on Pop was a bunch of, I believe they were little puppies that would hop on top, or it was this animal, or his ABC book, he made up creatures that weren't humans. And one of the things that's really happening with children's books nowadays is the concept of if you can see it, you can be it. So you need to have pictures of children with different colors skin, different color hair, different body types, different things. So if you can see it, you can be it. One of the things that has popped up that I saw recently, I think it was on the Today Show, there was a book about our vice president, and a little girl on there, the mother said to her, so what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, I want to be vice president, because for the first time she saw somebody like her that she knew, oh, that's attainable, that's possible. So one of the reasons I have so many different types of children in the book, and specifically children, like I do have my lion over here. I do have animals at the bottom of every page so that people can talk about them and stuff, and numbers at the top so you can teach counting and things like that. But it really is trying to get all the kids to say, hey, I can be the boss of me. And you look at other books, there's a whole section now about diversity in bookstores and libraries, and where they will bring out pictures of, picture books where, normally, and I say normal in when I grew up, because I grew up in the 60s and 70s, there really wasn't diversity in books. It was a lot of people, except The Snowy Day. Oh, that was such a good book. But there just wasn't diversity in children's books. It was all kind of just, the average American white person in the book. But that's not what America is. America is every type of person. And that is that's what I think one of the great things about America is. So bringing all these different children to seeing themselves in the book, to understanding that this lesson applies to me. I can be the boss of me. Look at that. That looks like my brother. Or look at that. That looks like my best friend. They're able to understand that these books are written for them, and they don't have to use their imagination and think like, am I a star-bellied sneetch? or not a star bellied sneetch. You know, they get to sit because nobody has stars on their bellies unless they get tattooed. So they're able to actually see themselves. And again, if you can see it, you can be it.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not a roast beast. That's all.
I know. For every year for Christmas.
Now, so I would like to discuss two things: how how this impacts empowering children, and how it impacts their learning, and a third thing, how it impacts helping them to identify people who may want to do bad things to them. Right.
Yes.
So, but before I do that, I want to give the second trivia question. So everybody ready out there? The first one, we had a lot of right answers flow in very quickly. So let's see if we can get that same sort of reaction. The first rainbow recorded was significant because it marked the end of what worldwide catastrophe? So what worldwide catastrophe did the first rainbow ever recorded signify? So again, first person in with the correct answer will win a copy of I'm the Boss of Me. And so let's continue.
Mm-hmm.
How does this affect the three things I brought up? Empowering, learning, and teaching them how to deal with bad apples in the world as they grow up.
Yeah. So when you are empowered, when you can say, I'm the boss of my hands, I'm the boss of my feet, I'm the boss of my legs, I'm the boss, you become the boss of your body. And it's very empowering. I'm the boss of my body. I can do 10 jumping jacks. I'm the boss of my mind. I'm going to learn how to do math. I wish I had had that when I was in school. I'm the boss of my, my abilities and my body and everything like that. And it really gives kids this like, wow, I can do that. I'm able to be the boss of me and run as fast as I can. One of the things I have is, I can run up a hill. I can sit and be still. So these are all different ways for kids to be empowered with their body. Now, when you're empowered with your body, you are now able to tell people and to decide who does or does not. Oh, do we have a winner?
We have a winner, and it's Nancy Campbell-Gorski live from Purdue Stadium in Salisbury, Maryland. Congratulations.
Oh.
But very good. So yes, no, continue. Go ahead.
Okay. So, well, wait, what was the answer?
Oh, the Great Flood.
Oh,
Noah's Ark. Yeah. So
nice.
Noah, God felt so bad, and this is in the literature of the Bible. God felt bad about what he'd done, and he promised Noah that he would never inflict that kind of hurt on humans again. And to seal the pact, he created the rainbow. So,
Beautiful,
children
beautiful.
know a lot more than we do, I tell you.
They do. They really do. We have to unlearn stuff we've learned throughout the years. Kids are just like, no, I know this.
I know this, yes.
Back to the body safety aspect, I didn't mean for this to be a part of the book, but all the teachers, all the psychologists, a group I'm working with called the Child Rescue Coalition, have seen this book and are using it to teach body safety and body autonomy. And what that means is, if you're the boss of your body, you get to say, no, I'm sorry, you don't get to touch me there. Or, no, I don't want to give you a hug. So they're able to be in charge of themselves, in charge of their bodies, and they can go tell a safe person, a safe grown up, a teacher or a parent or a friend, hey, I told person XYZ that they weren't allowed to touch my body because I'm the boss of my body. And they laughed at me and I don't feel safe now. So it's a really interesting way for children to take ownership of their body and not let the bad guys, and unfortunately some gals too, do bad things to them. It gives them the power to say no. And a lot of children don't have that power to say no because they don't you want to teach a child to be respectful, to listen to authority and things like that. But when it comes to your body, you get to decide who does or does not touch you and how. And that's a very important lesson, especially in these days with all the crazy things that are happening in the world. So when I found out that that was a third lesson that I didn't intend to teach, I just latched onto it, and I just am pushing it as much as I can. You are the boss of your body. You get to decide who and touches you and how. And so that's very important. And I'm excited because I learned about it by accident.
Fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, the empowerment piece. Yeah, you said you didn't plan it, but you're right. When you sent me a bunch of your references, and I was reading the book and looking at some of the reviews online, that came up, and it certainly is a terrific byproduct. And as when you were growing up, and when I was growing up a couple of generations earlier, it we weren't taught this way. We were
Mm-hmm.
taught to do as we were told,
Mm-hmm.
and that parents and teachers controlled us more than we controlled us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a dynamic paradigm shift in the way kids are being taught about themselves today, and
Mm-hmm.
and the learning aspect of it. Do, do they see them? I'm sorry. Did the uh, uh, preschool teachers see this as leveraging the children's learning capacity, that it starts to happen sooner?
Yes. What happens is when you get to be the boss of your mind and you get to be the boss of reading, and some kids are going to be, I was learning disabled growing up. I had dyslexia. So reading and math for me were difficult. I loved reading, but I would reverse words and all kinds of stuff. So there are children that are going to have issues, but they can be the boss of them. If I had the knowledge that I could be the boss of my dyslexia, and even though I was having problems, that's okay. I'm going to do what I need to do to learn to read, to learn to do math, to learn to do all the things. It gives the children the I can do it. And that is what the teachers are loving. The I can do it. And if you have little ones around you, they're like, I did it. And that's what is better to them than saying I did it. And this book helps them learn that you can do it at your pace, and you're doing it the right way.
Yeah, and no one is discouraged in this format, which is a good thing. So let's get on to the third trivia question. So is everybody ready?
Mhm.
This is probably the easiest one. I think if most people will know this off the top of their head. But anyway, which fictional character grew jealous over Wendy and Tiger Lily? So, which fictional character grew jealous of Wendy and Tiger Lily? Now, um, your creativity goes a little bit further with this book. You've come up with some ways to distribute your book that are different. So, talk about those and why you chose that path.
Sure. So I am self-publishing and self-distributing, and I'm trying to get it into as many hands as possible. I have something called the Sponsor the Preschool program, and it's a really neat program that it's what Dr. Parks is doing, where you can buy 5 books. I get them to you at a discounted rate. I can deliver them or send them to the preschool. You can take them to the preschool. We print out little stickers here, and I have one right here from what the Wise family did, where we put this just like this. We take it right off. It's a little cute sticker that says donated by Wise family. And then we put it right here on the book so that you get to have your influence on children for an extended period of time. That will
Wow.
always be here. And you get to sit back, and generation, classroom after classroom can go, oh my goodness, this was donated by the Kennedy family, or this was donated by Joe's Garage, or this, however you want to do it. getting it into the hands of the children, because that's who we want to learn the lessons. Then the thing that's great is the children go home and talk to their parents. Say, I'm the boss of me. And the parents go, what are you talking about? I'm the boss of you. And then, the teachers can say, well, so we have a book, and then the parents reach out and they will, buy the book, because I have a website online for it. I have fun little things, like I have little stickers from, the upcoming books that are coming out that kids will take, and they will, if they're having a fun day, they can put a sticker on their arm. I have temporary tattoos too. Parents are sitting back saying, okay, we're going to put a I'm the boss of me sticker on you. And if you're over there and I see you're doing something that, we don't want you to do, I'm just going to point to my arm. You're going to sit back and go, okay, what am I doing right at this moment? And then correct that behavior, so that me as a parent, I don't have to walk across the room and be the boss of you. So it's a really neat little self-control thing that parents are loving. The kids are loving the t-shirts. I have people that have onesies and all this stuff. I have the cutest picture. Oh, we have a winner again.
Yes, we do have a winner again. Grace?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the winner is Nancy Gorski once again.
I guess the baseball game must be boring.
Yeah, the correct answer was Tinkerbell, of course.
Fabulous. Yeah, I saw, and a number of answers come in, so she's on it from the baseball game, which is great to see. Let me ask you a question. So you put tattoos on their arms. And you're empowering them to be the boss of me. Are we starting a next generation of people who's going to have ink?
well, they're temporary tattoos. I
know,
don't have
temporary now.
Right. Well, maybe I need to get one. But
Yeah.
half the people I know have them. I'm scared of needles.
Yeah. So, what's next? Where do you go from here? I know you have book 2, and we should put up a couple of illustrations of book 2, because I think the work's getting a little bit smarter with the second book. So I don't know if number 21, I think, is one that might stick out, if she can put that up. But what's next after with this? Do you change distribution? Do you go to book 3? This is good. I can wait for my turn. If you teach grade school, or you're just handling kids and you're going with your own kids to the movies, this is probably the big thing, the biggest thing. How do you teach them to wait their turn?
That those are all the little things that as a child you have to master. This is one of the things the teachers are telling me. They said, we can't send them on to kindergarten if they can't sit and be still. We can't send them on to, second grade if they can't, wait their turn. There are different things that, these are life lessons that they have to learn, not just the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. They need to learn to control their body so they can go and be educated, and they can go learn. So this is what the teachers are really, the preschool teachers are really going on and on about. Oh, see, that one is a little donkey in the corner. My husband loves donkeys. So
hand sanitizer on the desk.
Well, it could be that. It could be orange juice. It could be anything. The thing that's so neat about this book is everybody sees a little something that I didn't even know was in there. And I have people that will sit back and say, oh, I love how you did this. And I'm like, well, that was obviously a deliberate thing that I did.
Obviously.
And I yeah, it's just been fantastic.
It has been.
I also I have a Spanish version.
Really?
Yeah.
Spanish version.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get a Russian version and a French version. I'm trying to get as many versions out there because my end goal is world dominance. So
Can you get a New York City version?
My son was born in New York City. So yes, I would love that. I'm the boss of me and my subway. I take the express.
Yeah. I'm the boss of me of being rude. So But anyway, you get an Italian version too. A lot of hand movements.
That's my husband. Yep.
Fabulous, fabulous. Uh, well, it's your book is meeting with great success. You're certainly enjoying what you've done. It's wonderful to see how your face lights up when we talk about the book. And there's so much yet to be accomplished. It's been great having you on. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you. Yeah, real quick, I wanted to touch base because I truly do want world domination. I am working my way up to, we're going from preschool all the way up. We're going to go up to grown-ups. We're going to do things like I'm the boss of me in my car, or I'm the boss of me in my taxes. I'm the boss of me in my friendships. So we have 37 working titles, and we have thought leaders and industry experts that are going to be helping write. The Johns Hopkins psychologist is going to be writing I'm the boss of me and my brain. So, and then the Child Rescue Coalition is doing I'm the boss of me and my internet safety. So where we're starting small, we actually are branching out. It's just kind of taking off and flying. And I'm excited that this can be such a positive thing for children and families and grown-ups. We're going to help the grown-ups too, because I know I need I'm the boss of me in my car. When do I change the oil?
Senior citizens and super senior citizens are going to need I'm the boss of me because people, they need to still be in control of their lives even as we get older.
Yes.
So add that to your list, and we'll get it circulated in the 55 plus communities.
Done. I'm the boss of me in my retirement. How about that? Do you want to write that? Let's write that.
Right. I'll help write that.
Okay.
It's great. I'm all in. I'm the boss of me at music bingo.
Perfect. It's so you can be the boss of anything. That's what's so beautiful about this.
Yes.
Is I can be the boss of me and my trigonometry. That would send shivers down my spine.
It works for me. It works for me.
Kind of have it like a dummy series.
All right. Powerful stuff. Keep up the good work. We look forward to, when we start getting to adult ones, we'll have you back on.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much.
It's been wonderful. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you both for such an amazing show. I had fun going through all of the pictures of your book and answering those trivia questions. I actually knew those that time without having to Google them either.
All right.
So, thank you both for your time tonight.
Thank you, Grace. Good. You're a good anchor, as always.
Thank you. All right, guys, that is it for tonight's episode of ZTV. We have 2 more nights of ZTV, as always, Facebook, 7 o'clock. 2 more nights this week, so tune in if you can. Until then, be the good news in someone's life.